let's see, 4 a.m. for you. Do you get to do a lot of podcasting with US Coast? Yeah. Um, yeah, really. When you it sounds like Maine for us. Maine, the sun where Maine sticks out into the Atlantic. The sun comes up there earlier than it does anywhere else. I stumbled on that by accident. And then at 4:30 a.m. here, what is that for you? I mean, a 4:30 a.m. for you is like midday for us, right? Yeah. 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 Absolutely. People's like, Jeff, why do you do that? Why do you do podcasting? And I'm like, man, I just enjoy meeting people. I like to talk. And just the conversations is if you'll see if we do this right, it rolls right into right, it kind of it lets itself evolve. So um man, that's too cool. And then plus like I think the uniqueness is we get everybody's got a really cool story. And they're not, like you folks that you would like I've talked to some people and they go, man, this would be good on Hollywood, right? There's just so many great stories out there and then it allows us to really amplify folks' messages as well. So too cool. Um yes. Yeah. Don't have to be in person and we all get to tell it. We're not relying on someone else to tell this story. We can go to our YouTube and we can go to these platforms so we can help amplify your message. um I think that's a lot too, and you'll see some of it on X or on Twitter, right, to where it's like you're the media. And when I do, Sonya, when I teach business owners, that's one of the strategies that I deploy now is like you can be your own media company, right? You get to control your own narrative. You can push out your own content. You have a channel. You have all the features to live. My kids was joking with me the other day. My YouTube channel, we were scrolling on like it's cold where we are right now. I think it's summer for you guys, but it's in the teen. It's super close to zero here. Um, like in the low teens sometimes. And my kids the other night were scrolling TV. We very rarely watch TV, and I was like, "Oh, let's look and see what's on YouTube here." Oh, huh, look at that guy right there, right? So it's our accessibility to how we do TVs and just things. We don't have to sit down and watch three channels anymore. We can consume differently. So I think it's really cool. Let me tell everyone about you. And on today's episode of the Second Chance podcast, we're joined by Sonya Corkery, an inspiring entrepreneur, consultant, and proud mother of three. With a rich background as a bank manager and financial planner, Sonya left a thriving corporate career to co run a family business. But a few years ago, her business faced unthinkable financial crisis, losing nearly $800,000 in a matter of months. Against all odds, she spearheaded a remarkable turnaround, transforming the challenge into an opportunity for growth and success. Now she's on a mission to help other business owners navigate their own challenges and achieve their own goals. Join us. Can't wait. Anytime you say $800,000 was lost, and I'm here to tell you guys how not to do it. Everybody better hit pause, go get you something to drink, grab your notebook, and get ready to learn from someone who's absolutely going to fill us full of knowledge today. Thank you for scheduling with us. Thank you for being with me. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, tell us, that was one of the things I wanted to ask you because there's a story there, right? You have this successful corporate career and then you decide to leave. Tell us what motivated you to step out. What made you decide like, hey, I'm done with this corporate life and I want to go run the family business. Tell us about those early days of as you were what did help you and inspire you and then help us move into your into the business that you run now. Yeah. 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 So you basically turned in your notice, said, "Hey, I'm leaving to go run the family business," and turned to like a 2 weeks notice and on to your next career, right? Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's too cool. I gave 6 months notice at my last exit from my last W-2. I gave 6 months. Same thing. Like you, I'm exiting, but we're going to exit the right way. We're going to make sure we have a plan in place because it's a big deal for me. Same, but that's really cool. So, have you ever ran a business? Have you family wise? Is your family in business, or is this a leap of faith for you guys? Yeah. Mm. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I'll echo that. I grew up, my mom ran the store, my family owned a store. And then when I was like in fourth grade, my mom took over the family business. It didn't turn out positive because it was a family business, a lot of other things that was going on there that just eroded from it. But pumping gas, service station, grew up washing cars, and I learned at such a young age how to talk to customers, just how to communicate, how to talk to folks. Uh, um, that became something that just kind of carried with me. It's just the ability to talk to strangers and how you doing today and count change. Like you said, that's such a neat that we share that common of growing up in that kind of life. But I also can tell you the benefits of that. My I try to put my kids, even my kids, they're 15 and 12 now, just put them in situations where they interact, they have their own conversations with adults, with us close by, right? But they're not, I don't answer for them. It's your job to know how to talk to people. So we put them in those situations like that too. You and you guys, so let's talk about the business. So here we are, you come in and you guys, what type of business, and give us just the business background, and then we'll kind of segue into your where things started to kind of decline for you. Yeah. 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 Same here. Automation's a big deal here. Yeah. Yep. Yep. What year for yeah, yeah, I am. What year are you what year are you guys what year is this coming to life for you? Like where are we at now? I got you. Yeah. So it's not that not that too far away, less than 10 years. It's just I try to date that. So here's the way I am. Like when you'll tell me that, I'll go, all right, this is where I was at in my life. And then I can it just helps me know what was coming out technology wise, the cutting edge. Like you said, you got two locations, but yeah, I was looking at the map there of just kind of the way. No, I haven't. That's yeah. I see like your territories, and then all your cities is right on the coast. Like you're not gonna find mid the plains of Australia. Not with people anyway. Maybe right. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Mm. Wow. Mm. Yeah. What's causing this? What's causing it? What's causing the downturn in your? Is it economy downturn, or they're just washing? Ah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You you're setting here $800,000, 500 from one place. So what is your, just to explain to everyone that's, worldwide, Australia, US, but what is your recourse now? What is your what action steps did you start to take that kind of helped you work through this? Yeah. 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 So I'm standing. Yeah. I was going to ask you, like, what was, well, yeah, I was going to ask you just for because like, we need to, he has his story, right? He has his own, he has his own little, you know, I was afraid to go. I'd love to hear his side and be like, yeah, right. But like, how was, my question I was going to ask you, was how was supper between you guys during this time, the first little bit? Yeah. Yep. Like talk about work. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Turns into a business meeting. Yep. Yeah. Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So, Sonya, there's some funny things about that. Is I own a gym, or own a gym, and our mastermind group was we brought in profit first, and then we went through. Not only did we go through the book, we had mentors come in and really help us set up the system and processes. And then now I work with a guy named Cashflow Mike, Mike Milan, and he's another financial guy that does some stuff and has worked loosely with those guys. So I've kind of gone full circle with some of my just the people that I work with is learning that concept, and then Mike and I connected, and I started working inside of kind of integrating and working along to help him grow his business as well. So very familiar with all those tools, and big plug for Mike's programs. Not because I just work for him, but they like they're easy for me to use, and then when I'm coaching business, I will teach like the accounts. I'm like, here's your if you'll focus on profit first and set up the accounts, it really just helps you get used to moving, playing with your money. Such a great, yeah. Can't I didn't want to interrupt you, but I want to anchor there for a moment. It's a great part of the business stuff. It's like, yeah, check it out, folks. If you're listening, and if you think about that, is profit first gave you the just a strategy of how you can manage your money, and you've got the concept for folks is that you have an income account where everything comes into, and nothing gets moved into the operation account that need to be paid. And you have an owner's pay bucket, you have a tax bucket, so you have multiple accounts that's set up. In fitness, we have an equipment. There's another bucket that someone wrote the profit first for fitness. There's another bucket for equipment because that's an expense that a lot of businesses don't have to incur. Absolutely. I'm glad that that took us there because I wanted to echo what you said. Great format. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So cool. That is too cool that you found that concept, and it's a great concept that helps you just kind of it's strategy, folks. I mean, it's just a good little playbook there. If you're starting off, like get that book, read it, and one of the things that business owners, I think this is a really great point to bring out for you, Sonia, is one of the things when I'm working with the business owners, you'd be surprised, and maybe you won't be, but for the listeners, there's a lot of business owners that struggle to pay themselves. They just don't know how to pay themselves. They're afraid to pay themselves because they might need it in the business. And the example, Profits First is one of the places I send them just to learn the buckets and moving that 1% over with each dollar that comes in is putting it into your owner's pay bucket and getting used to those habits so that you can the business's job is to pay you, and um, you're like bringing money back and you're swiping cash. That has led to your ultimately your success is just being a good manager of your money, enjoying it, doing all the things you want to with it, but being mindful of not really a rainy day by no means, but just being mindful of you're going to need operating expenses for something that may come along. It's such a great point to bring out for everyone to not everybody's going to hear that and understand like how what a big deal that is for a business owner that may be struggling to pay themselves, and you're able to overcome $800,000 just off of being a good steward of your money. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. Yep. Such great points. There's in the states is most of the time it's pass-through entities for most small businesses. You can set up S corps, so there's different ways you can manage it. One of the things a mentor of mine, I think may have, had come to me, a great question when you're going to buy a business, asking the owner, "What are you paying yourself?" And when they're like, "Yeah, I'm not able to pay myself," that just takes that big dream that you had of the number you're going to get, and it brings it way down because you're not paying yourself. Um, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Um, You left us with a lot there. That's what I was going to ask you. I want to value your time, but you gave us some really good nuggets there. Now, I was going to ask you for that one bit of advice you would like to leave. Is that kindly where we are? I mean, that's great advice, folks. Make sure you pause and write that down and listen. You got some books to go and read and think about, but is there anything else you'd like to include or things that I'm missing or that I went down the wrong rabbit hole? Yeah. Great advice. I'm glad you brought up the Monopoly. When we travel, my son loves Monopoly, and we just went out to Arizona. He got to Grand Canyon, so we brought the Grand Canyon edition. We've got an edition from a lot of parks we've been to in different places, but we got the Grand Canyon. So we opened it the other night, got everything out, and we all four of us we sat down to play, and the first thing I did, Sonya, is I said, "All right, who wants to partner with me?" And nobody at the table. They're like, "This is Monopoly." I'm telling you right now, you can either invest in where I'm going, you can invest in where I'm going, or I'm going to shut all of you down. And right now, I am leading the way in Monopoly. We play for about an hour, and then it's on our dining room table, so we have to eat standing up because we got our Monopoly game going. I can't emphasize enough of what you said there. And as we wrap up here, is those little moments that no one taught me that. No one, and even if they did, I wasn't in a place where I could hear it or listen or need to feel it just because of the situation I was in. So exposing your kids to cash flow management, what buying a business, simple things like that, just to where they understand how money works and that it's not evil and it's an amplifier of who you are. Those are game changers, and we really work hard on that every day to try to just. If you look up there, you'll see the breaking the curses, and that's some of the. I tell my kids all the time, like I went through a lot of hell. My mom went through a lot of hell that you guys don't have to, because my whole goal is to break that curse. And what you said there with money and kids and your family is one of those ways that we can definitely break that curse. So uh, thank you for being with me, spending time with us. I can't wait for you to check in, and you're hopefully you'll tell us how you all have y'all how y'all made another 800,000 by accident on doing something cool. So hopefully you'll check back in with us and let us know how everything's going. Yeah, it's great talking to you. Yeah, absolutely. Likewise.